Welcome to the first video on programming in Java. Today we're going to talk about what is Java, what environment should you use, and also writing a simple program. So first, what is Java? Java is a programming language that is class-based and object-oriented. We will talk about what these mean later, but for now, just know that this is a very popular programming language that can help you create and run different applications. So, what environment should you use? While there are many better Java IDEs to use, I would recommend using JGrass. Even though IDEs such as IntelliJ and Eclipse have many different features, such as autocomplete, I'd recommend using JGrass for new programmers to become familiar with Java syntax and writing code. If you are experienced, however, feel free to use whatever IDE you want. So right now we're going to write a simple Java program. In JGrass, we can do this by doing File, New Java, and we can save it using Command S and just write what we want our file to be saved as. I'll just make it lesson 1. So now let's write the program. First, we want to import a couple packages. For now, don't worry about what these packages do. Now, our basic program starts with public class and then our name of the Java file, so lesson 1 in my case, and then public. This is right here is our main method. Now, most programmers' first program is the Hello World program, and I will stick to that tradition. So what this does is it basically prints Hello World to our console. And we can compile this and run. Right here, we will see Hello World. Okay, now let's go into something a bit more complicated. Variables. So, just like in math, variables are used to store information which we can change and access in our program. So, there are a few different types of variables, and I'll just go over a couple of them. By the way, this right here is a comment. A comment is basically allowing us to read our code better and understand what our code is doing. It can also help other people who are reading your code. This right here would be a multi-line comment, so whatever is in this, the compiler will ignore. A single line comment is just // and then we can write what it does. So some variable types are an integer, which I'm sure you've learned in math class, are just like 5, 7, -2. Doubles, which are essentially decimals, such as 2.3, 4.7, and 3.0. We also have booleans, which is just true and false. We also have chars, which are essentially just one letter, such as this, or even punctuation, such as a comma. And we also have strings, which are essentially a string of characters, such as hello world. So today I'm just going to focus on integers. So to make a variable, we can just do int, which is our variable type, and then the variable name. We usually like to make this pretty specific so we can understand our code better. So I'll make this num1, and we will assign it to what we want, 5. And we can now print this to our console to see that the value of num1 really is 5. Command B to compile and Command R to run. We see 5 done here. Now, just like in math, we can also do operations to our variables, such as adding and subtracting. Here I can do num1 plus 3, which should give us the sum, and I can also do num1 minus 3, which should give us 2. If I run our program now, we now get 8 and 2, the sum and difference. We can also have different variables add and subtract each other, and that is hard-coded values. So I can create another variable, and I can just make this 7. Now here, instead of doing num1 plus 3, I can now do num1 plus num2, and this should get the sum of 5 and 7. And here I can even do something like the product. So num1 times num2. If I run our program now, we will get 12 and 35. And we can also do things such as assigning variables to other variables or operations of variables. For example, I can do int num3 is equal to num1, and I'll just remove this for now, and I can print num3, and down here we'll get num3 is equal to 5, which is exactly what num1 is. We can also do something like num3 is equal to num3 plus num2. What this does is it gets our value for num3, which in this case is 5, and it adds it to num2, which is 7. This should get us 12 now, and when we print it, it is 12.
What we have learned in today's lesson. So what is Java and what environment will I be using? Java is a programming language that is class-based and object-oriented. We'll describe what this means later, but you can create and run different applications in Java. And the IDE that I'm using is JGrasp, and you can see how to install JGrasp in this link. I'll put this link in the description. And then all other Java programs will essentially start with this structure where we have a public class and then our file name, and then followed by brackets, and then public static void main string, and then square brackets, args, and then another bracket. And at that point we can write our code. And we also learn variables today. So just like in math, variables are used to store information, which we can change and access in our program. So to declare a simple variable, we can do int num equals to 5, where int is our variable type, and then num would be our variable name, and we can access our variable by using this name, and then we will have equals, and then we will put it to the assigned value. Thanks for watching.